In order to give a context for the current tragedy in Ukraine, I would like to contrast the present with some of my past ministry experiences. I believe this will give you a few representative snapshots of what is happening throughout the country. During the last 20 years, I have worked closely with two mission groups, Send Canada and Music and World Cultures. My first trip to Ukraine took place in November 1998. This was the first time I met Alexander Krishchuk, and by the time I left from that short initial exploratory visit, I felt like I had met a kindred spirit. 6 months later, I arrived in Kiev for a full-month ministry visit with the Ambassador Choir from Prairie Bible College. The choir returned in 2004 and 2008, and each trip added to the trust that had been built during the first trip. I was immediately invited to come back for teaching and have returned almost every year for teaching and project work. My book, Psalms, Hymns, and Spiritual Songs, The Road to Unity and Spiritual Maturity, has been translated into Russian, and Alexander and many others made possible the publishing of The Story of Sacred Music, Part 1, in the Ukrainian language. The most recent trip took place last November. No one would have imagined that just 3 months later, everything would change, and that lives would be disrupted, buildings would be destroyed, and a mass exodus would occur. The first meeting on this trip took place at the Kiev Theological Seminary with Vitaly Bolgar, seen on the left. He is the Ukrainian director for Music and World Cultures. Vitaly leads the Kiev United Youth Choir and Orchestra, organizes the annual Music and World Cultures youth music camps, and heads Ministry Creativity Mission, a musical movement in Ukraine that features an international music and worship conference each year. The meeting took place because Misha Fire, third from the left, wanted to develop a worship course for the Youth Ministries program. I was asked to help the team develop this course. It was a very successful meeting, but February 24th, when the second invasion from Russia occurred, everything changed. Vitaly had to leave Kiev area suddenly. He was able to get his wife Ludmila and son Julian to safety with my relatives close to Frankfurt. Vitaly no longer conducts choirs or coordinates conferences or plans training programs. Instead, he delivers humanitarian aid and rescues people from war-torn areas. He does this at great risk. Fuel is sometimes scarce or gas stations close, so he has installed a large fuel tank in the back of the van. He has been instrumental in setting up a kitchen that cans meat and bakes bread. He's the bridge between cities that are being destroyed and churches in Poland that are welcoming refugees. Here he explains the difference that financial gifts make.
Дорогие друзья, хочу сердечно поблагодарить за вашу заботу, за ваши молитвы и за ваши финансы. Еду сейчас с аптеки. Вот закупил лекарства разные. Тут и жаропонижающие. Тут есть и шприцы. Тут есть и капельницы для капельниц. Тут также есть и от почек, и от сердца, и кровеносные, гоняющие кровеносные сосуды. Также по Божьей просто милости, потому что нет такого сейчас в Украине, нереально достать. Это от щитовидки аутирокс и инсулин. Но я когда шел в аптеку, я помолился, потому что хочется помочь тем людям, которые находятся в Чернобыльской зоне, особенно для них. И как раз оказалось там несколько пачек и инсулина, и аутирокса, это таблетки от щитовидки, кто болеет щитовидной железой. Поэтому благодарю за молитву. На это все, вот видите, сколько коробок, больше $2500 ушло. Я рад, что есть эти финансы, вы пожертвовали их, и мы их направили на дело. Это все поедет в Чернобыльскую зону. Для меня это особенно близко, потому что на протяжении 3-4 лет мы проводим там музыкальные лагеря. И когда вышел на связь пастор церкви Катюжанки Олег, я сразу спросил, чем я могу помочь. Он мне сказал: я тебе пришлю, чем ты можешь помочь. Буквально через пару часов я получил список из 20 листков А4. То есть это большие такие листки. Прописано было перечень лекарств, которые нужны для них сейчас в том регионе. Это Катюжанка, это Иванков и несколько сел, которые рядом. Во-первых, благодарю за то, что Бог сохранил его жизнь, пастора Олега. И благодарю за то, что я могу помочь. За то, что Бог использует, и я в руках просто инструмент Божий. Молитесь, чтобы эти лекарства все действительно дали, принесли ту помощь, для чего они созданы. И чтобы через это также мог прославиться Бог. Потому что это свидетельство будет для всех остальных в том регионе, в том поселке, как Бог их любит. И молимся, и идем дальше.
Misha is no longer teaching at KTS or coordinating the Youth Ministries program. Instead, he and his wife are delivering food and medicine in Kiev and surrounding areas wherever the need occurs. The second meeting took place at the headquarters building of Mission Eurasia. Here I saw the map on the wall that shows the extensive scope of their work, both geographically and with different ministries. I saw their beautiful facility in Irpin, the town where so much fighting has taken place. The photos and videos of people walking across boards next to and under a bridge that was blown up have now been seen repeatedly by most people. Mission Eurasia requested my help in developing a special discipleship leadership training program for creative and artistic young believers. The meeting with Vitaly and Denis Gorenkov was successful, but now this program development is no longer a priority. The beautiful headquarters has been destroyed, and it appears that Russian soldiers went out of their way to remove large quantities of Bibles, children's books, and other Christian material from the nearby storage building and burn them outside. Dennis is now coordinating the delivery of eye care packages, meeting humanitarian needs, meeting the needs of staff and teachers. Irpin is also the location of the Irpin Theological Seminary, where I've had the privilege of teaching. I ministered at the seminary even before they constructed a beautiful new building, but now it too shows the scars of war. The wonderful library with extensive resources has been completely destroyed. I remember so many happy days in the lovely forested area in Irpin and Bucha. How sad to see the massive destruction here and in Bucha, where so many civilians were killed. Wally and I also met our dear friends Alexander and Irina Kreshchuk during our November trip, pictured here with one of their grandchildren. They drove an hour on a cold November night, an indication how they value our friendship. Normally, if we had had more time, we would have gone to visit them in Irpin, in the beautiful home that God provided for them. This was only a dream for them when I first met them in 1998. Over the years, I've seen their beautiful home slowly being built. Their large family of 6 children and 4 grandchildren enjoyed many wonderful times in this home. But in February, the battle came to Irpin, and Russian soldiers came into their house. They had half an hour to leave, and an hour after their sudden departure, the main bridge on the only road out of Irpin was destroyed. Just recently, we received a message from Irina saying, "And now I don't have a home either. The walls were penetrated with music. The doors were open, hospitable even at night. From the basement to the top, the echo of happy children's laughter. There were concerts, business meetings, family meetings, prayer breakfasts with neighbors. And the most important thing, in this house the atmosphere of love and great trust in God ruled. I am so grateful to God for the years I have lived in this house. May the name of the Lord be blessed." The last line and subsequent conversation with them in their present location in Warsaw reminds me of Job's words of worship after he had lost everything. "The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." Many flee, but some stay, like Victor, an evangelist and pastor, in order to meet people's physical and spiritual needs. These 2 photos show the disruption of their life as they hide in the basement during shelling. But they stay, because they want to make a difference. Their neighbor across the street accepted Christ when they brought badly needed medicine and food, and the next day he passed into eternity. The prayers and gifts of Christians make a difference. Each day I hear someone write or say, "We could not keep going without your prayers. We could not have rescued those families without your financial support. We know we were protected because of the prayers of others." In 2 Thessalonians 3 verse 13, Paul writes, "As for you, brothers and sisters, do not grow weary in doing good." May the Lord lead you in knowing how to support, whether through prayers, financial gifts, or sponsorship.